Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. Happy Thursday, everybody. Hope your day and your week have been going very well so far. Got a new day, which of course means a new MLB Player Prop video to share with you guys. But first, as always, people, please make sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop a comment down below. It helps the channel grow, and it really does mean a ton to us. With a new day comes some new opportunities to go ahead and make some money. Now, we have a smaller MLB slate on tonight, and I'm going to be totally upfront and honest with you guys. I don't love today's slate. So instead of forcing a bunch of picks that I don't truly believe in, which I don't do on this channel, I only bet what I truly believe in. I only have 2 player props to give to you guys today. So it's going to be a shorter video, not as many picks. I do apologize for that, but we don't have a lot of games. And honestly, the games we have, the data I have, the matchups I have, just didn't love it. So I did find 2 player props that I do like, but they're the only 2 player props that I found value in today's slate. Are there more that you probably find on your own? Probably. But for me personally, the only ones I felt comfortable sharing with you guys are the 2 player props we're going to talk about in today's video. So apologies for a shorter video, but we're giving you guys the best picks that I could possibly find that I think are worth betting. So before we dive into those 2 picks, a quick little recap of how we did yesterday. And look, first day back from vacation, didn't have the best day. Royce Lewis did cash for us, so it wasn't a complete missed opportunity there. We did get 1 player prop. Unfortunately, Lars Nootbaar and Spencer Steer both actually had really solid performances and slammed the overs in both those games. We did also hand out Jorge Mateo, who did not play, was scratched from the lineup. So a 1-2 performance in our first video back from vacation, but we're still doing pretty well overall on the season. 62-48 record. We are up 1.30 units. The parlay portion, we're still working to getting that back up to positive, but overall we've been on a really good run. Obviously we're on a massive hot streak going into vacation. 1-2 start coming out of vacation. It's okay. We're going to bounce back, hopefully, in today's video. So with that out of the way, guys, let's go ahead and dive into today's picks. And we are wasting no time jumping right into the outlier screen. Our first player prop in today's slate comes from the Rays-Astros game, 8:10 p.m. first pitch. And by the way, guys, both player props in today's video are coming from this Rays-Astros game. So, shorter video, the only player props we're giving out are from the same game, from this Rays-Astros game. If you're looking for picks from the other games, I do apologize. But again, I don't believe in handing out picks that I truly don't believe in or wouldn't bet myself. These are picks I would bet myself, absolutely. All right, guys, so our first player prop in today's slate, Yanier Diaz of the Houston Astros, over half a strikeout. We're grabbing this one for -130 odds over on DraftKings. So pretty good value as well for this player prop. And the data is fantastic across the board. 8 of his last 10 games, he's cashed the over, averaging 1 strikeout per game over his last 10 games. And the further you go ahead and stretch the data out, it's still pretty solid. Last 20 games, 65% hit rate, averaging 0.75 strikeouts per game over the last 20 games. So far this year, a 63% hit rate on the season, 30 out of 48 games. He's cashed the over, averaging 0.77 strikeouts per game this year. So pretty good numbers across the board here for Yanier Diaz. We also have the insights provided by Outlier. Yanier Diaz has exceeded half a strikeout in 9 of his last 11 games, averaging 1 strikeout per game over his last 11 games. An 82% hit rate over his last 11 games. So again, really good numbers here of late, but even the overall data is pretty solid here for Yanier Diaz. And if that didn't convince you, the head-to-head data also very solid. 7 of his last 8 matchups with the Tampa Bay Rays dating back to last season. He's cashed the over. That's an 88% hit rate across the last 8 matchups, averaging 1.13 strikeouts per game across the last 8 meetings. They have played 2 times this year. I should say Yanier Diaz has played Tampa Bay 2 times this year, May 19th and May 21st, and he cashed the over in both games this season. Looking down below at the key matchup stats, Yanier Diaz versus Shane Baz, 6 plate appearances since 2018, 400 batting average, so not too bad. He's got a couple hits off him, but he also has 3 strikeouts, a 50% strikeout rate against him. Now, it is a small sample size, so take that with a grain of salt, but he has struck out multiple times when facing off with Shane Baz in his career. And this seems to be a pretty good matchup here. Yanier Diaz, 229 batting average overall, 19.6% strikeout rate versus right-handed pitchers like Shane Baz. The batting average dropped, the strikeout percentage increases. Not by too much, but still an increase. So overall, it looks like a pretty good spot there. And although Shane Baz's numbers do drop when facing off with right-handed batters, specifically the one we're looking at here is the strikeout percentage goes from 22.3 to 17.3. You don't love to see that, but 17.3 is still a pretty decent strikeout rate for our purposes here. Mixing the fact that he's had success versus Yanier Diaz, I think it's a pretty good matchup spot here. And for -130 odds, pretty solid value. By the way, guys, we just hit the 5-minute mark in today's video. So if you are still watching this video at this point, please comment 5 down below. As always, guys, we appreciate those who watch through each and every single video here on the channel. It really does mean a lot to us. And yeah, I do apologize again for a shorter video and not too many picks. But hey, like I said, I'd rather give you guys the better value, quality over quantity. In our second player prop in today's video, like I said, sticking with this Rays-Astros game, we're going Jonathan Aranda of the Tampa Bay Rays over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Very valuable here, -105 over on DraftKings. Also, by the way, Outlier finally added Hard Rock bets onto their thing. So those who do have Hard Rock Bet down in Florida, you can actually see now what you can ride with. This bet is available on Hard Rock Bet, -105. So pretty good value here on this one. He's cashed in 7 of his last 10 games, including 4 straight games, averaging 2.7 hits, runs, RBIs per game over his last 10 games. Stretch the data out a little further, still pretty solid. 13 of his last 20 games, he's cashed the over with a 65% hit rate, averaging 2.55 hits, runs, RBIs per game over the last 20 games. And then if you go ahead and stretch the data out to the entire season view, not as impressive from a numbers perspective as the recent data is, but still pretty solid overall. 56% hit rate on the year, 28 out of 50 games, averaging 2.14 hits, runs, RBIs per game this season. So like I said, pretty good numbers overall. The overall numbers are not as strong as the recent data is, but still pretty solid across the board. And from a head-to-head perspective, very small sample size, but at least all 3 games he has head-to-head versus Houston are from this year. So he's played them 3 times this year, May 19th, 20th, and 21st, and he'd cashed the over in 2 of those 3 games, with 2 of them being 3 hits, runs, RBIs performances. So pretty good numbers. Again, small sample size, but at least it's a recent sample size when looking at his matchups versus Houston. All right, guys, and if that data didn't convince you, the key matchup stats look even better. Jonathan Aranda having a really solid year, 315 batting average, 163.4 WRC plus. Versus right-handed pitchers, it gets even better. 333 batting average, 179.9 WRC plus. You do see some solid increases there in those numbers, which we like to see, obviously, for this bet. And looking at Ryan Gusto, the pitcher for the Astros tonight, not having the best of years, and then versus left-handed batters, it gets even worse for him, better for us. ERA, nice jump there to 5.28. The batting average allowed, solid increase at 284. The home runs per 9, massive increase. 3.5 home runs per 9 is a really high number, really solid for us. And the WOBA, 349 to 413. So all solid increases there in each of those key statistical categories. When you parlay all that data we showed you guys up above, the head-to-head numbers, the overall numbers, the recent numbers, with these key matchup stats, it's a really solid player prop. And for -105 odds, too, you really can't beat the value on that player prop. So I'm going with that as the second and final prop in today's video. Again, I do apologize one more time for the fact that it's a shorter video today. But again, the quality here is pretty strong, in my opinion. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. But I like the value here. Tomorrow we'll have a bigger MLB slate, more games. We'll have our Freaky Friday 5-leg parlay in tomorrow's video. But guys, as for today, that's it for me. Thank you very much, as always, for watching. One more time, please make sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop a comment down below. I'll be back tomorrow with another MLB Player Prop video, but until then, I hope you're all winners. Enjoy your Thursday. Let's go ahead and make some money.